This evening, minor charged with 19 counts of murder for Mahdia Secondary Dormitory Fire. Accomplice of Fugitive Smallie fatally shot in confrontation with joint service ranks. President Ali unveils ambitious plans. Streetlights to eliminate every community in Guyana by 2024. In the region, Amnesty report finds racial bias in Peru's protest crackdown. And internationally, Philippines oil spill. People in MINDORO fear long-lasting damage. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for May 29, 2023. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. In a solemn development, the 15-year-old student accused of setting fire to the Mahdia Secondary School female dormitory has been formally charged with 19 counts of murder. The accused, whose identity is being withheld due to her status as a juvenile, was remanded to the Juvenile Holding Center in Sophia, Georgetown. Appearing via Zoom before Magistrate Sunil Scarce at the Diamond Magistrates Court, the teenager was represented by a team of lawyers, including Dexter Todd and Dexter Smart. As the charges are indictable, no plea was required during the hearing. The case has been adjourned to July 4th for the submission of statements and disclosure. Over the weekend, law enforcement authorities received legal advice to pursue murder charges against the teenager, with each charge representing a life lost in the tragic incident. The fire, which erupted on Sunday, May 21st, claimed the lives of 18 girls and a 5-year-old boy, bringing the total number of fatalities to 19. Alongside the devastating loss of life, 29 girls sustained injuries. Fortunately, many have received the necessary medical treatment for their physical injuries and are receiving mental health support to help them cope with the emotional aftermath. Among the injured, 2 girls remain in critical condition. In a bid to provide urgent care, one of the victims was medically evacuated to the Northwell Health Burn Center at Staten Island University Hospital in New York over the weekend. It is believed that the child would receive the best possible care for burn victims, and Northwell Burn Center in New York was selected as the most suitable facility. In a dramatic turn of events, Neon Howard, known as Taxi, a 33-year-old male from Friendship, East Coast Demerara, was fatally shot during a confrontation with Joint Services ranks on Sunday. Howard, who was wanted for aiding the escape of notorious convicted killer Mark Royden Williams, commonly known as Smallie, met his demise when he opened fire on the pursuing law enforcement officers. The Joint Services had launched a manhunt for Smallie and his 2 accomplices, including Howard, following their escape from the Mazaruni prison on May 19th. Acting on credible information about sightings of the trio in St. Mary's Quarry area, ranks from the Joint Services swiftly responded by deploying several patrol, both on all-terrain vehicles and on foot. The patrols encountered Howard along a trail about 6 miles northwest of a lumber concession located on the Essequibo River bank and arrested him. However, during the escort, Howard managed to snatch a firearm from one of the ranks and attempted to arm himself. In response, a Joint Service officer armed with an AK-47 discharged 4 rounds towards Howard, striking him once. Another officer fired 3 rounds from his 9mm weapon, hitting Howard twice and rendering him motionless. Following the confrontation, Howard was rushed to the Bartik Regional Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Upon his arrest, Howard was found in possession of a black Samsung phone and a gray haversack containing various items. Notably, similar items and provisions had been previously discovered by the pursuing Joint Services ranks. Investigations into the incident are currently underway to gather more evidence and shed light on the circumstances surrounding the escape and subsequent confrontation. Meanwhile, on Thursday last, 6 individuals, including a superintendent of prisons and his second-in-command, were remanded to prison after being charged with aiding Smallie's escape from Mazaruni prison. The accused parties are Raj Mohan Otter, Frangelis Flores Perez, Omar Witherspoon, Conroy Hosanna, Oldfield Romulas, and Alexander Hopkinson. They face charges of conspiracy to commit a felony. Hopkinson is the superintendent of prisons at the Mazaruni prison, while Romulus is the second in charge. During their court appearance at the Bartica Magistrates Court, bail was denied and the case was adjourned to June 22, 2023. Notably, Perez is a Venezuelan national from Kitty, Georgetown. She is the woman who had visited Williams shortly before the daring daylight escape. Stick around when we return. Government's Wi-Fi GY initiative connects residents to free internet access, and President Ali unveils ambitious plans. Streetlights to illuminate every community in Guyana by 2024.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. Here's Credit, and today we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, white spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinate soak for all you don't know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick peas powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radical went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. She shaped like a Guyana map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Make Georgetown beautiful once more with the council that you choose. Keep the city bright for sure, and the heritage we don't lose, and the heritage we don't lose, and the heritage we don't lose. Vote the Independent Citizens for Progress for a better and beautiful Georgetown at local government elections in June.
Problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Why was just a man, Lillian?
But you man did not offense me!
Leave my woman alone, Chop! Leave my woman alone!
I want you to have this. It's just some money.
Although I'm happy I find this goal, I still worried about it. What do you think, man? This is Jumbie goal? Gold is gold, boy.
Tally, a Guyana prize-winning play, powered by the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport. Showtime 6 p.m. Dress elegantly casual.
Hi, Mr. Smart. Please stop a minute and just clarify this thing for me.
Oh, Sonel, don't tell me it's local government questions again.
Yeah, boss. How come the local government elections different from the general elections?
Okay, the local government election systems allow for half of the members of the council to be elected through the proportional representation system, just like general elections. And the other half will be elected through the first past the post system. This system allows for one candidate to be elected to represent the constituency where he or she lives. For example, if a council got 30 seats, like the Georgetown municipality, 15 will be elected through the proportional representation system, and the other 15 will be elected through the first past the post system, giving a total of 30 councillors.
So that means that every constituency will have one of its citizens who live there having a seat and representing it at council.
Yes, Sunil, that's correct. And if you need to know anything else about the electoral system for local government elections, just call GCOM. Take care, Sunil.
All right.
Monday, June 12, 2023 is Local Government Elections Day. For further information, contact GCOM or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali has announced a transformative plan to install streetlights in every community across Guyana in 2024. During an outreach event, President Ali acknowledged the widespread demand for streetlights in various regions. Addressing the issue raised by many individuals in various regions, the government aims to develop communities and enhance security by implementing an integrated plan for streetlights installation after the completion of the new power plant. The president assured that the cost of energy would decrease by 50% and a national plan would be rolled out, ensuring that every street and post in the country would have a street light. This initiative is part of the administration's broader efforts to improve communities through housing construction, public building renovations, road expansions, bridge and drain construction, and a national road enhancement project. The government's Wi-Fi GY initiative has been launched in Swan Village along the Suicide-Linden Highway, benefiting over 500 residents with convenient and free internet connectivity. The aim is to bridge the digital divide and provide access to information and opportunities. Minister within the Office of the Prime Minister, Kwame McCoy, emphasized the potential for growth and development that the initiative brings to the village, enabling residents to access government services and educational resources and improve their quality of life. The reliable internet will boost confidence, support online education programs, foster collaboration and innovation, and strengthen community bonds. The government is committed to expanding the initiative to other communities along the highway and continually improving its functionality. Additionally, sufficient road projects valued at over $80 million are also planned for Swan Village. Don't go away after the break. A startup recycles rubber into profit in Nigeria, and Philippines oil spill, people in Mindoro fear long-lasting damage.
Boy was just a man, Lillian.
But you man enough offense me.
Leave my woman alone, chap. Leave my woman alone.
I want you to have this. It's just some money.
Although I'm happy I find this goal, I still worried about it. What do you think, man? This is Jumbie gold? Gold is gold, boy.
Tally, a Guyana prize-winning play powered by the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport. Showtime 6 p.m. Dress elegantly casual.
Good girl forget things. What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. Here's Credit. And today, all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, white spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinate soak for all you know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document planting flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radical went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook.
but your route ain't even wrong. It's shaped like a Guyana map.
Pepe's has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Pepe's, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Make Georgetown beautiful once more with the council that you choose. Keep the city bright for sure, and the heritage we don't lose, and the heritage we don't lose, and the heritage we don't lose. Vote the Independent Citizens for Progress for a better and beautiful Georgetown at local government elections in June.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Miss Anne! Miss Anne!
Oh, hi, darling.
Help me out with this thing, man. You just know everything. What's all this talk about local government election?
Local government refers to the mayor and councillors who manage the affairs of our towns, like Georgetown, and the chairman and councillors of the Neighborhood Democratic Council.
Oh, but why is that important to me?
Dolly, it is very important. Every day, local government officials make decisions that affects you, your family, and the community. They serve the people within the community in which they were elected.
Oh, Miss Anne, me not understand all them big words you use there. Tell me what local government does do.
All right, darling. Local government is responsible for maintaining and protecting public property, like our community centers and the playgrounds, for collecting the garbage, maintenance of the streets, cleaning of the drains and the carpets, and so much more.
Oh, I now understand. Thanks, Miss Anne.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna show off for me friends them why I will vote at the local government elections.
That's a good thing. Let's go.
Monday, June 12, 2023 is Local Government Elections Day. For further information, contact GCOM or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. Peruvian security forces have carried out widespread deliberate attacks on anti-government protesters. This is according to Amnesty International. The rights group says security forces committed extrajudicial executions and used lethal ammunition during the week-long demonstration that began last December. At least 49 people were killed. Al Jazeera's Mariana Sanchez reports.
Amnesty International issued a damning report on the deaths of 49 people during anti-government protests in Peru. The investigation concluded that the killing of demonstrators was a result of coordinated state response.
We have documented the killing of 20 people, and those killings were, in our opinion, deliberate and intentional. That means that these individuals were the victims of extrajudicial executions.
The rights group says authorities did nothing to stop the excessive and lethal use of force against defenseless and unarmed protesters, especially in the Andean region where most people died.
The highest level of authority was involved either by giving an order to shoot or by failing to prevent the shooting. In both scenarios, the responsibilities of the security and civil apparatus is engaged.
Raúl Samillan lost his brother who was helping injured protesters in Puno, where 17 people were killed in one afternoon.
We were accused of being vandals, terrorists, maybe because of the color of our skin, but we are human beings.
President Dina Boluarte and her government defended the actions of the security forces. Boluarte said each case has to be investigated. Peru's Attorney General has summoned President Boluarte and senior army and police officers to testify on the killings at the end of the month. But victims' lawyers say it's not guaranteed they'll be allowed in the session and are demanding the right to be heard. The Amnesty International report says reparations should be given to families of victims and the injured. Miguel Salas survived a tear gas canister hit that destroyed part of his skull.
Yo olvido las cosas.
I lose my memory. I can't work. I need to know who did this to me. I didn't deserve this.
President Boluarte has blamed former President Pedro Castillo, jailed before the violent protests rocked the country, for the deaths. She didn't say why, but what's certain is her government now has a lot of explaining to do. Mariana Sanchez, Al Jazeera, Lima.
Internationally, millions of tires are dumped in Nigeria every year. A startup company there has found a way to turn them into cash while also helping to lower carbon emissions. Al Jazeera's Ahmad Idris reports.
For a country struggling to manage solid waste, this recycling plant offers Nigeria hope. It gives discarded automobile tires new purpose, and the factory a steady source of income. From floor mats to tiles and even artworks, all tires that usually end up in landfills are now helping to create jobs and incomes.
For the past 2 years, we've worked mainly with the rubber from the tires that we recycle. However, we are just about to commence recycling of the steel. We'll be melting them into smaller pellets, which would then be easier for us to transport. And we have off-takers already waiting to collect this. People will manufacture other things with steel.
It's taken 3 years for the company to break even, but it's a business with potential. The company has only recycled 400,000 old tires so far, which is just a small fraction of the millions dumped every year. More than 500,000 tires are still waiting to be processed within the factory premises.
An estimated 12 million car tires are discarded every year in Nigeria. Most end up in landfills or are burned so reinforcing wires can be extracted. But this startup is making a lot of money and helping the environment at the same time.
It's a capital-intensive project that requires constant supply of electricity. Nigeria currently generates only 5,000 megawatts for businesses and over 200 million people.
If we had more support than we currently have, I'm quite sure that profitability could have been achieved sooner.
Environmentalists say the government here must force manufacturers to recycle.
They too should have a plan to ensure that they are interested in the life cycle of that tire from manufacture to its end life. Where did it get to? How did it impact the environment? Not just selling the tire and then looking away.
For now, the task of treating such environmentally harmful waste falls to small companies like this, who lack either the resources or capacity to cope with the sheer volume that pile up at their doorsteps. Ahmed Idris, Al Jazeera, Ibadan, Nigeria.
And finally, authorities in the Philippines says they have made significant progress in their cleanup efforts 3 months since the oil spill. Hundreds of thousands of liters of oil flowed into the ocean when the Princess Empress tanker sank due to strong winds. Residents of coastal towns says they fear the damage will be long-lasting. Al Jazeera's Barnaby Liu reports.
For Philippine Coast Guard personnel, this has become a daily routine, heading out to sea to contain the spread of industrial fuel. It's been leaking from a tanker that capsized on February the 28th.
We're spraying basically the oil shins so that it will be disturbed and the environment will take its effect.
The empty Princess Empress was carrying more than 900,000 liters of unrefined fuel when it went down. Private contractors are working in tandem with the Coast Guard, deploying booms, temporary floating barriers, and collecting oil with skimmers. You can see that shiny stretch over there. It's about 1.5 kilometers. That's the oil that's spilling out from the tanker at the moment. Now, at the end of that stretch was where the sunken tanker was found, about 400 meters down at the bottom of the sea. Authorities say the spill is largely under control. and that a siphoning ship has been hired to finish the job.
It will suck all the possible or remaining oil on board.
Until then, however, coastal communities are worried about a bigger disaster.
Tagas lang to. Tagas lang sir yan. Hindi pa yan po yan yung totaling...
These are just from leaks. We may not have seen the worst of the oil spill. We don't know when the ship's container valves might blow wide open.
The local government of Pola, the town where most of the oil had washed ashore, says coral reefs have been damaged. It intends to take legal action.
Once the oil reaches the corals, it will take years, 10, 20 years, for the corals to be clean again. And the corals and also the mangroves are the breeding areas of the fish. So how can the fish breed in that area, in our province, if the corals, if their breeding areas are silted with oil?
For now, fishermen are getting by, earning money in exchange for removing oil from the beaches. But they don't want to just get by, they say. They want to thrive. And they don't know any other way of life but fishing. Below Al Jazeera, Oriental Mindoro, the Philippines.
This brings us to the end of our regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 30 weather forecast. And that's Safe TV2 Headline News for this Monday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast and in the evening at 7 for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.